All right, hello everybody. Welcome back, or welcome to the channel if it's your first time watching. Uh, Today's an interesting one. Today's kind of just something I wanted to comment on, and as you can see right here, um, if you're at all plugged into the goings on of like these movie companies, the big five movie studios, like Paramount, Warner Brothers, etc. Um, and you follow, the behind the scenes stuff, you'll know that Batgirl was a fully shot movie, right? So they fully shot it, and it has Brendan Fraser here, and it had Michael Keaton reprising his role as Batman. Um, I haven't done too much detailed research into it, but I know that it was like fully completed and they just wrote it off. It was just a tax write off for them. Um, so it was apparently connected to Joss Whedon at first, and it was kind of in development hell. It was going to be an HBO Max original, and Keaton reprised his role in The Flash, so like it would have made sense if you want to look at it from like a brand synergy point of view. Um, and then partly, I guess, because of the merger with Warner Bros. Discovery, when it entered post production, it even entered post production. Uh, it was a cost cutting measure, and they wanted to focus on theatrical release. Yeah, it drew backlash from people, and I think we can all agree that, especially if you're working on something creative, like a song or a movie, something big that a whole lot of people work on. Um, you know, you write contracts and shit like before this. Uh, it's just so fucked how the workers have zero rights, and if it's a cost cutting measure, then it's justified. Um, you know, and even more ironic is The Flash. That movie kind of sucked. Like it was okay at some parts. That movie sucked. So they chose to give that a full release, and it bombed. And you know, people were just very sick of DC at that point. Um, and especially with the Flash TV show, like people love the Flash TV show, and I'm sure the fans of that, it's just kind of in the shadow of that. Um, It's just so ironic them shelving this. So mainly, what just is so frustrating is, you know, in terms of like Reddit comments and conversations on Reddit. Well, for one, they used to be way better. Like back in like 2018, 2019. I don't know, before Reddit like kind of went mainstream and started shoving, you know, gold and it just got more commodified. Like they used to be better, but it's generally a thing where someone is a huge contrarian. You know, if there's any opinion, someone will like be arguing with it. At least there's always one person. And in this case, um, you know, generally people are, you can check box office, comic books, r/slash comic books, and then r/slash Fox Moy, and you can. Most people have the same general um, consensus, but especially on like certain subs, uh, people want to really be like, oh, 90% of the people on here don't understand business. They just think, oh, I like Batman and Batwoman, so Fraser is right. I'm just a big fanboy and I want my movie released. Um, it's not really anything like that. Like I'm not a big Batgirl fan. Um, and I only watched The Flash because I have I had Regal Unlimited at the time. You know, I'll never watch that movie again. So it doesn't even matter if it's bad. Like bad movies will happen. Um, they will not go forward on a project that will lose them money. Uh, odd that these redditors don't comprehend this. Okay, bent shape 484. You fucking idiot. You're totally missing the point that Brendan Fraser, an actor in the movie, is saying that it's an example of movies being commodified. Movies are content, right? Everything's content. It's all for making money. It's all for the algorithm. It's not a movie that is released because we're Warner Brothers and we have a rich history. For one, Warner Brothers has a rich history of giving first-time directors their movie. Um, you know, or at least their first big one. Um, so it's just frustrating, seeing these idiots be like, oh, it's just business, and I even actually had an argument because, like, I participate in these arguments. You have to take everything with a grain of salt, but uh, there was one guy who, like, apparently worked within movies, and he's like worked on set, and he was more defending like the studio and them shelving it, and he understood where I was coming from. We had a good discussion about it, which can be rare, but I still just disagree entirely with defending the studio. And not to mention, even if it will lose money, well, for one, it was going to be a streaming movie. Like those are always, there's a chance to lose money because it's going straight to streaming. But bad movies can come out, or even good movies can come out and not make money. And maybe there's a spin-off, and that is a way to continue things. You never know. So it's just so frustrating. But I think everyone who has their head on straight understands this is anti-art, and it's just frustrating to see. Whether, no matter the quality of the movie, or whether we're going to lose money on it. Because that's Warner Brothers' decision to greenlight it in the first place too. But the studios are never held accountable or anything. So that'll be the end of my ramble. Someone should leak this movie, and we should be able to watch it somewhere. Thanks for watching.